What's up, creatives? We're out here in the lab today. I've looked forward to this all week. I want to take the Minimoog here and make the most unmusical yet cool thing as possible, right? So here we have it, the Minimoog Model D. This is the 2022 reissue. Again, a big shout out to Claire and the good folks at Moog. So we're going to try to make the most unmusical, cool thing that I can muster. So the Model D is my favorite instrument of all time, I would say. It's always inspired me. I used to have an original one back a few years back. It was like a 76 Model D, 1976 model. Whenever I see it, like this thing reminds me of like the dashboard or cockpit of a UFO or something. So whenever I see it, I don't even think about music. You know, it makes me want to make something like the noises of a creature or a machine you would see in a sci-fi movie or show. It makes me want to create something outside of music. That's how inspiring this machine is to me. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, it's just beautiful, right? I mean, all the way around. So yeah, so here it is, and I'm going to be running it through this guy here, the hologram electronics microcosm. We're about to get started. Like I said, we're going to try to just stack and make a sound structure, you know. So the goal is not to make music today. Not trying to make music, just trying to create art with the Minimoog Model D. I'm going to start by improvising a track, and then we will just layer it and start to stack and just see, I don't know, see what happens, see what kind of colors we can make. So that went pretty well, I thought. Pretty happy with that. So let's just move on. I've already dialed up another sound. I mean, I turned off the third oscillator here. Got this little thing here. Yeah. So I feel like so far it's pretty cool. Definitely a sci-fi kind of vibe to me, you know what I mean? Not sci-fi music, but something you would see or hear in a sci-fi film. That's what's so cool about this thing, and that's how the instrument speaks to me. I'm not a keyboard player, obviously. I have really no interest in playing the keys. I just like these kind of sounds. And I know there's all kinds of synthesizers out there, but this one is super simple to me, you know, and just easy to create with. Again, I mentioned this in some of my other videos, but practicing curbing your judgment, you know. When you make regular music or traditional music, there is definitely a wrong way to do it, or something that does not jive or sound right, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like by practicing not necessarily exactly what I'm doing, but just trying to make a creative mess, I feel like there's something to take from that, you know what I mean? It's like therapeutic. It's like creative therapy, really. You know, you could practice it in all kinds of mediums, you know, like splatter painting or just painting a bunch of colors. Like you don't have to have a real idea, and it don't have to make sense. And I feel like we're trained and conditioned to want to create something that makes sense and speaks or says this or that, you know what I mean? And that's not wrong. That's totally cool. I mean, I'm not hating on that perspective. I'm just like, I bring it up to I bring it up to just show the differences in the approach, right? And the perspectives, because it's two totally different perspectives. I don't always practice this or hang out in this vein, but I always come back to it at some point. You know, it's just, like I said, therapeutic, and it helps me, and it just opens up my mind. You know what I'm saying? So if you've not practiced it with whatever instrument you have, you should. If you don't use instruments, do it with painting, or do it with art, some kind of arts and crafts. I mean, you can do it with really anything. You can make something that does not make sense. You know, it's really accessible, no matter what skill level or age or anything like that, which is really attractive and cool to me. Okay, so I think it's time to move on. So I'm pretty happy with what I have so far. I don't know how much more I'm going to stack on top of it, but I want to do another track or two at least. You know, so let's move on, see what other kind of sound I can throw over this thing. Kind of weird, kind of colorful. I'm gonna do one more track. I'm going to use this noise. We got white noise here and pink noise. We're obviously using pink noise. Yeah, let's see what kind of texture this will bring to it. So I'm kind of feeling that, or not. I don't know. I'm not thinking about it too much. There you have it. That's kind of what I wanted to do, at least try with the Mini. Back when I had my vintage Minimoog, I didn't really have this set up at the time. I had the space, obviously, but I didn't have like all my shit. So I would do more or less free jazz improvisations, like outdoors and stuff, with a GoPro. You can still see some of those videos. I think I have a couple here on this channel, like from a few years back, if you want to check them out. They're real low quality, but it's still kind of cool. I like showing the Mini off in this kind of way because I don't hear it that often. Most people I hear using one of these, you know, they're doing the typical, you know, 70s stuff, or which is cool, or I hear a lot of techno synthy stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to build this thing. I have more ideas and things I want to do centered around the Mini. I would like to I have a couple of friends that are drummers. I know sort of a jazz type-ish drummer. He's really good. And then I know like a heavy-handed punk rockish kind of drummer. And then I know a super chill, low-key blues type drummer. So I would like to, in one way or another, have all of them over here and do some free space jazz over the top of their playing. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna do that at some point. This year I want to, well, there's a couple of things I want to do, but one of the main things is lean into my free jazz roots and kind of where I came from, because that's such a big part of my outlook and my perspective and what goes into my music, my beats and stuff. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this and maybe you got a little perspective or creative buzz from it. I don't know. Creative therapy. Yeah, so drop a comment. Let me know if you maybe practice this or try this and what it did for you or what it didn't do for you, you know. Hit me up. Let me know. You can hit me on my Instagram. You can hit me on my TikTok. So until next time, stay cool, stay creative, and keep on keeping on, people.